Virgo, this is your tarot reading for the month of April. It's actually pre-recorded, because I don't do divinations during Ramadan. But the energies are for April and are for you, and I hope you get something from it. Virgo, I'm immediately drawn to the bottom right, the Hanged Man. Your life's been on hold, you've been hanging around. You might have done this yourself to see the lie of the land, or it might have been enforced upon you. If you, like me, you've been unable to travel for some 3 years, and I still have to wear a mask on public transport and in malls. And I do feel like my life's been on hold. I don't know if you feel the same way. The central card, the Knight of Swords, he's bold, he's fearless, he's fast. Sometimes a little too fast. But that's an energy that runs throughout it. So I need to understand everything from this perspective. Your current energy is that of the Nine of Wands. That's you sort of reminiscing, looking back at past victories, looking back at past problems, but with a knowledge that a cycle is coming to an end, and there is change coming, and you're very much aware of it. Your future energy is that of the Magician card, which suggests to me that you're manifesting something. We don't know what it is, but it does seem like you're manifesting. Given this uncertainty, it's no surprise that you go inside yourself, the Hermit card, looking for answers. And I don't think that's a bad thing to be doing at a time like this. What would change the outcome appears to be you being blessed with many things. The Nine of Cups. But he is by himself. I don't know if that's relevant or not. And the outcome is the Two of Swords. This is a difficult decision to make. A decision that you don't feel you have all the information at your fingertips to make. So a bit of a curate's egg, but let's try and unpack it. Now I think this Knight of Swords is a great card to have in this central position, because it's an energy that affects all the other energies. It's an energy of being brave, being bold, being fast. There is a danger that he's a little bit too quick to rush into things, not as bad as the Knight of Wands, but there is that danger in it. But as I say, it runs throughout it, and this sense of pace, this sense of bravery, I think is a great thing to have in this position. So I'd say it's a good omen. Now in your recent past we have the Hanged Man, you hanging around. I mean, it could be this, that you've enforced this upon yourself, you're waiting to see the lie of the land. It could be entirely personal, or it could be that you're concerned about what's happening in the world and you just don't know how to play your cards, as it were. Or it could be that this has been enforced upon you. Certainly for 3 years I've been unable to leave the island of Java. It's caused me immense problems. I mean, recently, I had a terrible problem getting to see my mother die in the UK. And then we did manage to get a holiday in Bangkok. But I mean, things are still difficult, and I don't know if they are for you as well. So maybe there is this sense that your life's been put on hold for 3 years or so, Maybe you're feeling like I am about this. Now your current energy is that of the Nine of Wands. It's a card of sort of reminiscing, of looking back at the past and looking at your victories and looking at what you've achieved and looking at how you've overcome problems. It is a card of resilience. It could be a card of a test of faith. But you are aware that a cycle is coming to an end, and that, whatever adversities you're facing, you're going to, they will end. And of course we have the Knight of Swords, a card of fearlessness, of bravery. So I don't think this is throwing you that much, just as much as it is indicative of maybe a few problems. But it's almost like nothing you've not seen before. And now in the future we have the Magician card. Now the standard way of interpreting this is that you're manifesting something. No idea what you're manifesting, but we've got the Knight, bold, brave and fearless. You had been hanging around, you've faced adversity, so maybe you're trying to create a better future for yourself. That's how it feels, but I'm not certain what you're manifesting. I have to say I'm not entirely certain what this spread is completely about yet. I mean, I can understand the energies, but I don't know how they're combining quite. Now, I think completely in fitting with these energies, but still not getting to the bottom of what's going on, we have the Hermit card. This is you going inside yourself looking for answers. You look at him, he's walking through the sea there, but oblivious to the fact that he's walking through the sea. He's deep in thought, looking into that lamp, looking for inspiration. What is it you're looking for? Maybe you're looking for answers as to why your life has been put on hold. Maybe you're looking for answers as to why there's been this adversity. This almost certainly predates the Magician card, so it's almost after having got inside yourself, you then decide to manifest. So I think it does give you a sense of direction. So it's I always see it as a good card to have, and I think it is. Now what is emerging is that you're finding a sense of direction, finding what you should be doing, maybe understanding yourself a little bit more. But the card that changes the outcome is the Nine of Cups. So this is you receiving many blessings, probably in particular monetary blessings. Now what I would note about him is that he's by himself. I've no idea if that's relevant, but it could be, couldn't it? But it almost seems that if you get these sort of blessings, then the direction that you'd set yourself, possibly including the manifesting, is no longer necessary. So is it suggesting that this adversity, this that you've been feeling, is about money? I think it quite likely is, yeah. Now, as a result of this introspection, the outcome is the Two of Swords, a difficult decision to make. Now, I think this is a difficult decision about finances and money or material things. If you look at the card, he's got a sword in each hand, but they both seem identical. He's got a blindfold on, so he doesn't really know. So did you not discover what you needed through this introspection? That's certainly the suggestion. There's a moon there, which is the unknown, and maybe also fear of the unknown. Do you know, I haven't felt that your reading is so much about world events, but I wonder if it is now. If you're seeing a very uncertain environment, particularly in terms of finances and money, and even through going inside yourself, you've not really come up with answers on what's going on. That might be an explanation, but let's get some clarity. And I'm going to seek clarity on this Hermit card. Why did you feel the need to do it? And the first card we get is the Five of Chalices, a card of pessimism. So you were pessimistic. The second card is the Sun card, a card of blessings. So it's as though you're somewhat pessimistic despite you feeling that you're blessed. And the final card is the Ten of Pentacles, which is a card of many blessings. I mean, it probably is about money, but it could also be about families. So I think this is just a concern about your life in general. So the first card of clarity is the Five of Cups. And this suggests that you have a pessimistic attitude to things. A very pessimistic attitude towards things. And I can't help but feel that this is tied up to world events. And maybe you have been in enforced hanging around. Your life has been on hold. Maybe you've been unable to earn money for a long time because of it. And it's caused an overall sense of pessimism within you, and you want to go inside yourself and understand where this pessimism's coming from, even though objectively there might be reasons for it. You want to understand it a bit better. And that pessimism is juxtapositioned now with the Sun card. Many blessings. So it's a card of optimism. I wonder if this is it, that you swing from optimism to pessimism and you're going inside yourself to understand what it's all about. And I think it's a good thing, you know, if you can understand it, then you can create your own happiness, and that will attract good things. So I think the Hermit's a good thing to be doing, but I just don't like this dichotomy between pessimism and enthusiasm. And do you know, it fits in a bit with that Knight. You know, the Knight is very fast. Maybe the sort of person that goes into something with loads of enthusiasm and comes out of it full of despair. Maybe that's the problem. And now we have the Ten of Pentacles. So I think this is your desire. Your desire is for security. Your desire is for money. Your desire is for families and companionship. Of course, the Nine of Cups. You got most of that, but maybe you didn't get the happy family. So it would divert you from this goal of just wanting what most people want out of life. Yeah. It's as though you're saying to yourself, why shouldn't I share in the things that everybody else does? That's the feeling I'm getting now. That's quite interesting. I'm going to summarise for you, even though I don't think I've fully got to the bottom of everything. It's a complex reading that will mean more to you than it will to me. Virgo, I have to say this is an interesting reading, and I've no idea if it's entirely personal or about world events or how world events are affecting your thinking, but your thinking is definitely affected by something. And you, in the past, your life has been on hold. Now, has it been to do with a health crisis? Or have you been doing it because you don't know the lie of the land? Or is it something else? Have you been suffering from some sort of an illness? But in the past, your life was on hold. And now you're facing challenges and adversity, but it's nothing you've not seen before. You sort of can look back and say, well, yeah, I've been through things like this before. I know what I'm doing. And you are brave, you are bold. But you have a tendency, I think, to swing between massive pessimism and massive optimism. And I think you've got a great desire to have a family, to have a degree of wealth, a degree of security, to have what you believe everybody should have. And you're looking for that, and you're going inside yourself, looking for answers about it, looking for how you can achieve this. And as a result, you've got something of a dilemma. You don't know quite which way to go. Even though you've explored yourself, you don't feel you know. But maybe, you decide that you should manifest it. Now, what would change things? As I say, you would like a degree of wealth and security in families, but there is a possibility that you will get some blessings. Maybe not the family, maybe not the companionship, but you'll get everything else. And if you do, that will divert you off the course that you're on.